Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Narayana Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tasotim Udiraya Nasya Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatamasuke Bhakti Bhavati Naisiti Krishna Swadamo Bhagate Dharmagana Visa Kalanashta Shamisha Purnakadanodita Sarvedanta Saramhi Sri Bhagavatamishite Tara Samrita Sutasya Nanyachasya Viti Kuchit Krishna Suya Bhagavata Vivisarvashaya Pratishogi Pratikshari Narartakaya Premamaya Bhagavata Krishna Shiyanga Jayate Kahinayata Kubi Krishnanga Srimad Bhagavatam Mahaprabhu Ki Jai Canto Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Sri Vishnu Sarvari Ki Jai. So we're reading from the Srimad, this is Srimad Bhagavatam class, November 1st? November 1st?
No. 30th.
Oh, 30th, October 30th, 2000.
November 30th. Yes,
November 30th. Okay, guys, let's get it together. November 30th, 2024, Radhakundam, and we're discussing chapter 18 and 19 of Canto 1. Very interesting. It's about cursing and somebody, king giving up his body and many different ideas here. We'll try to share these ideas. So the first, we're discussing chapter 18, page 551, and it's just about Parikshit. As Parikshit is now the king of the world, Yudhishthira has gone to the Himalayas with the Panch Pandavas and Queen Kunti and Draupadi, and they gave up their bodies, went back to Vaikuntha. Actually, they went in their self-same bodies because their bodies were transcendental. They're already liberated, and their material body had become, it was totally spiritualized, like Dhruva Maharaj in the fourth canto. So this Brahmana's curse is a story of, you know the story?
Yes.
There's a rishi named Shamika Rishi. He was doing tapasya. And Parikshit was on tour of his kingdom. Because like a person has big property, he drives around his property to inspect it. So he was inspecting his kingdom, which was quite vast. He was ruling from Delhi, but his kingdom was all North India. So it was maybe even a lot bigger, I don't know, but it was a big area. So he was on tour, and what happened, he got thirsty. He stopped in an ashram of a yogi. And the yogi was in meditation, like yogis are always doing. The only fan of flies there. Maybe turn on another fan. Let's see how it goes, because it's too much cold wind in my face. It's not good. Better turn the fan on, I think. Thank you. It's like every time it blows, it's like air conditioning on my face. It's like, okay, but that, in June, it's okay. Yeah, okay, that'll make me keep it light. So, they stopped in the yogi's ashram, and he asked the yogi, he said, I'm thirsty, I'm very thirsty. I need water for my horses and myself and my army. And the yogi was like, oh, you know, he was like absorbed in meditation. Just can you get the rocks there, the little rock? No, the little one, little one. He was absorbed in meditation. He didn't even hear the king. He was totally in samadhi. And the king was like, what is this? I'm the king, I'm the emperor of this whole place. You're not even giving me water? Because that's the least etiquette when some stranger or some guest comes. You offer a sitting place, some water, and some kind words. These are the minimal methods of etiquette when you greet someone comes to your house. Please sit down, you offer them asana, and you give them water and some mahaprasad, and you ask, how's everything? Can I help you? Can I serve you? Are you okay? So the king did, the rishi didn't say anything, didn't give any asana, didn't give any water, So the king, well, he's a king, so kings have, well, they have a lot of pride. I'm the emperor. Who do you think you are? Nobody gets away with that. I won't cut your head off because you're a rishi. I'm afraid you'll curse me. But I'll show you how I think of what I think of you. So there was a dead snake lying nearby for some reason or other. Maybe it wasn't even a dead snake. I don't know. The commentary doesn't get that specific. But he picked it. Maybe it was a skin, a dry skin of a snake. Who knows? But it says it's snake. So he took his bow. Pritchard took his bow, picked up the snake, and draped it around the neck of the rishi, Shamika rishi. And Shamika just didn't notice. He woke up and said, "Oh, nice garland, nice mala, snake mala. Do you make snake mala?"
Only food, only flowers.
Acha. Okay, we'll have you make snake mala. Maybe on Shiv Chaturthi, I'll ask you to make a snake mala. And I'll dance Tundra Nitya at midnight. The hairy dreadlocks. So he did that, and then he left. He went somewhere else to get water. And so his son, he had a 12-year-old son, his son's name was Shringi. And Shringi came and said, "What is that?" This king came all the horses, and he left, and he draped this dead snake on my father's neck. This is a great insult to Brahmins and insult to my father. So he said, whatever power I've collected by doing Ekadasi Brata, whatever tapabalam, whatever power of austerities I've collected and power, I curse this king to die in 7 days by the bite of a snake. You put a snake around my father's neck, that snake you put around my neck will come in another form of a snake and kill you. So, a hot-headed kid. That's pretty hot for 12 years old. He'd be a hell of a sage when he grows up. So that's what we're talking about, the Brahmin's curse, the Chota Brahmin's curse. So the snake's name is Takshaka. He's the king of the snakes, actually. And so this 18th chapter describes how King Pariksha repented after placing a snake around the neck of the sage. And here's the curse of his son. So Sutta Goswami in this chapter, he summarizes the story of Pariksha's life from birth to attaining Krishna. And you, of course, you read that, or you're supposed to read that. My faithful students. So, verse number 7, page 553. Says, Nana Drashti Kalim Samrat Saranga Eva Sarabuk Kushala Nyashu Siddhyanti Netrani Kritani Yat. King Pariksha didn't kill Kali personified. He was like a bee, Kali was like a bee enjoying the honey. For at this time he understood that auspicious acts is a very important verse, actually. You want to make another important verses in this chapter, this is the most important verse. First Canto, chapter 18, verse 7. It's the glories of Kali Yuga, basically. It's very glorious. Go on, laugh. In the 5th Canto of Bhagavatam, it says the Devatas and Rishis live in Swargaloka. They're praying for birth in Kali Yuga. They're praying to be born here in Kali Yuga, in Bharatvarsha. Because they know their karmas, they're going to end up dying and leaving that place. Everyone has to die and move on to the next place. So even in the heavenly planets, Swargaloka, they're praying, let me be born in Kali Yuga, because they can be born in any yuga, in any universe. Let me be born in Kali Yuga and Bharatvarsha, which means today, it means India, Bharat. It's called Bharat. Country is called Bharat. So it says that in this age of Kali, auspicious acts bear results just by thinking about them, deciding to do them. Kushalan Yashu Siddhanti, when you contemplate and think of doing it. Whereas sinful acts bear results only by undertaking them. So that's really interesting. So there's 5 advantages to Kali Yuga. What are they? You can hear in the purport some of it. From the purport, tell me some advantages of Kali Yuga. One is verse 18. They understand the point. This only in Kali Yuga, not in Treta Yuga, not in Dwapara Yuga, not in Satya Yuga. You had to do activities. In Kali Yuga, just think. You think, if I had some money, I'd like to make a big ashram for all the widows. Every widow have her own private room. And every 10 rooms have a private nurse. I'd like to make a big ashram if I had money. So you're just thinking of that, then you get the benefit of building an ashram. You get the punya, the pious result of doing that. That's one big thing. What's the verse from Gita that shows the power of even thinking seva? Look it up, 240. We've gone through this verse a few times. Just good thoughts get results in this age. Other age you have to work, you have to do it. Abhikamana Shasti Pratyavayo Navidyate Swapam Apyasya Dharmasya Jayate Matavaya. Okay, translation.
In the practice of this dharma, no effort is wasted, nor is one's progress ever diminished. Even the slightest performance of this discipline protects one from great danger.
What's the purport? Commentary.
Krishna secures Arjuna's attention by first glorifying that which he wants him to ultimately engage in, bhakti. Krishna also wants Arjuna to fight. At this point, he wants him to do so because he is by nature a warrior, but he wants him to fight with knowledge of the self, and thus detached from the fruits of his efforts, offering them to God. This type of Nishkam Karma Yoga will lead him to bhakti. Acting with the wisdom of yoga in devotion may look like ordinary religious action that is enjoined in the Vedas as a means for material advancement, but it is quite different in terms of its motive and result. When one works according to the scripture, motivated by the prospect of enjoying the fruit of one's labor, such work is troublesome. If even one small item is neglected in such ritualistic performance, one will not get the desired result. If everything is done correctly, the resulting gain will be lost in time. Even if one works selflessly within the realm of karma, one may not get the desired result if something is left undone or the work is improperly performed. There is also the possibility of incurring unwanted reactions within the execution of Nishkam Karma Yoga, should one's duty be improperly performed. In contrast, Bhakti Yoga Dharma, even if imperfectly performed, produces a positive result that is never lost under the influence of time. This is discussed further in the 31st verse of this chapter 9.
Okay. So this is very nice. So you're chanting japa, and you're not able to chant much japa for different reasons, because of work or no taste. So you pray to Krishna and say, Krishna, I only chanted 16 rounds today, but I really like to chant 64 rounds every day. That's a devotional thought. And you get benefit for that thought. You get the benefit. And you say, anything you do, like, I really like to do Nirjala Ekadasi, but I get fire in my stomach, I get a stomach ulcer, I can't do Nirjala Ekadasi. But Krishna, I really like to do it. So, these are called intentions. These are called manasik sankalpa. Manasik sankalpa means in your mind, you're making a vow and it's stating a mental intention of doing a service or performing a service, but you can't do it. For example, whenever I do Parikma of Radhakund and I stop by the Jiva Mandir, the tongue of Giraj, the tongue of Giraj, which was discovered by Raghunath Das Goswami and is enshrined in a small temple next, joined to the Radha Govinda Mandir. In the back courtyard there's a temple of Gauranga Shila. I take darshan there. I pray to Giraj. I say, Giraj, I'm physically incapable of doing a Gauranga Parikama. I can't walk properly. So, but please bless me. I'm going to go around you 7 times. Because I heard from sages and rishis of Vrindavan over the time I've been here. And you go around Shila, you go around that, you walk, you circumambulate that Gauranga Shila 7 times, get the benefit of 1 parikama. I know around the Damodar temple, they tell it they have some big sign, even a signboard, they have Indian English. Anyone does Charbar Mandir parikama and 4 times around Gauranga gets the benefit. Okay, maybe that's the rule there. But generally the rule everywhere in Brajmandal is 7 times, any Gauranga Shila. So I pray that tongue of Giraj. I say, Giraj, please give me strength so someday I can also, like I did before. Because like 8 years ago, I would do Gauranga Parikama every day or Kartik in 4 hours. But now I can't walk. So it's, but my monastic sankalpa, my mental intention is that when I get healthy, the first thing I'm going to do is to go around Parikama. So these are all, good ideas. So this verse is very important. Chapter 18, first canto, verse 7 says, in Kali you get benefit just by thinking about it. And in sinful acts, you only get the sin if you perform the sin, not if you think about it. That's unlike the Bible. The Bhagavatam is much more merciful than the Bible. Because Jesus, in the New Testament of the Bible, the teachings of Jesus are there, and he says, he says some phrase there. I remember my priest told me, he who lusts after a woman is the same as if he lied on bed with that woman. So forget the internet. People look at the internet and say, well, that's a good-looking girl. I can do X, Y, Z over here. Then you get sin. You get the sin of doing it. Just by thinking and seeing and thinking of the wrong activity, you get to sin. That's how strict Jesus was. If that was true, all the Christians would be in hell right now. There wouldn't be any Christians on the earth planet. So the Bible sounds more merciful. It says you can think it, well, it's not a good idea. Because contemplation leads to action, but you don't get the sin, you don't get the reaction to tangibly, physically engage in the act. So this is really nice. The Prabhupada has a very nice purport here. And the Vishnu's commentaries, some verse he doesn't comment on, but Prabhupada comments on every verse. He doesn't leave any stone unturned. And he has a very nice commentary on First Canto, chapter 18, verse number 7. Let's see what it says. Ego and ego Palakesho Mother. Here it is. Mother's calling me. I'm answering. Kushalanyashu Siddhanti. So Kushalani, Kusha means auspicious objects, Kushalani. Like we say, sometimes Brahmins, when you give a donation to a Brahmin, what does he say? Kushraho, Kushraho. What does that mean?
Stay happy.
Be happy. Kushraho, Kushraho. And somebody says, how do you feel? About Kushi. About Kushi. Like we say cushion. If you sit on a cushion, you feel Kushi. You're seeing a 1-inch cushion right now. It's better than a cold marble floor. So that's Kushi, Kushilani. But Ashu means immediately. Ashu. Siddhanti means, of course, siddhi, perfection, means become successful. Na means never. Itarani means which are inauspicious. Kritani performed. So he says, here's another translation. In Kali Yuga, auspicious things produce good effects immediately, whereas inauspicious acts must actually be performed. So here's a commentary. Prabhupada says, these are the advantages of Kali Yuga. At present in Kali Yuga there's great advantage. One advantage is that simply by chanting Hare Krishna one can get liberation. Of course that's true in every age. Every age that chanting Hare Krishna mantra was available, but people didn't think it was very significant. There wasn't much emphasis on it. There was no ISKCON. To encourage people to chant Hare Krishna. There's no Java retreats. No kirtan melas. Just see the misfortune of Satyuga, where everybody was in Sattva, peaceful and happy. Just by meditating, chanting Om. Okay. So that's one advantage. Second advantage is thinking good, you get good. And thinking bad, you don't get bad. You only get bad when you do bad. That's second advantage. And the third thing Prabhupada says, by speaking the Vedas, it's said, by speaking Harikatha, you get rid of all the disadvantages in the age of Kali. And that's the third thing. The fourth thing is that simply by reciting the Bhagavatam, you can capture Krishna in your heart. There's four things, not five. Four advantages of Kali Yuga. Tell me what they are. Let's see how much you were sleeping.
The good things, just by thinking of them, one will get the results. And for bad things or
Sin.
sins needs to be actually performed for getting the results.
Getting the punishment. Another. Okay, yeah. Well, it's one.
And by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam.
Krishna gets captured in the heart
Krishna
immediately
gets-
by
yes.
hearing Bhagavatam.
There is one more thing.
Hearing Bhagavatam, you get, what do you get? Krishna, you capture Krishna. There's a verse like that also. The word capture is in Sanskrit. No, not that one, another one.
Dharma projita kaitavotru paramo nirmatsaranam sudha.
There was the word in Sanskrit means captured. Look it up, maybe that's it. I don't know. It means captured, trapped. And it's a very powerful Sanskrit word. You know the word? There's one verse, the first canto, gets captured. It's a really nice Sanskrit word, I forget what it is. Pindara, or something like that. Pinjara.
Shushrubishtatsanat. In the second verse. In the translation it is there. That Krishna will get captured the moment we...
Well, that's the process, but that doesn't mean shusha doesn't mean capture.
And the verse, in that verse it is there.
Sadhyo hridi avaruddhyate.
No, good there. No,
Not
sorry.
I don't know.
Second chapter it is there in that process of it.
Anyway,
Yes.
well, you haven't finished the four advantages of Kali Yuga. Start again.
So the good things, just by thinking of them, one will get
Gets
the-
better.
and for sins, one has to actually perform them.
That's part 2 of 1. Oh, that's one. That was the second one. Harinam, Harinam, Harinam.
Just be chanting Hare Krishna.
Liberation. Okay, third thing. Bhagavatam, yeah, what about it?
Hearing from devotees.
Hear Bhagavatam, you capture Krishna in the heart. And Harikatha gives you prema.
Prem. Yes.
Okay, that's good. Good news. Chant Krishna, your Harikatha, study Bhagavatam, and don't do bad. You always think good. Okay, let's see what else we have here. So let's go to page 556, verse 13. This is the sages, because first let me ask an open question for everyone. When did Shukadeva Goswami who spoke the first canto? How do I answer this? When did Shukadeva Goswami spoke the Bhagavatam to Pariksha Maharaj? When did he start speaking? What canto?
Second canto.
Okay. So what's the first canto? Who's speaking there?
Sutta Goswami is speaking.
Shukadeva Goswami speaking to who, whom, where?
Naimisharanya sages.
It's shown
Headed by Shaunak Rishi.
in
Right,
Naimisharanya.
that's the proper answer. That's a good answer. Fucking answer. IIT answer. So assembly of sages headed by Shaunak Rishi. Get that? Replay it. So this is verse 13. So what happened is those sages, they wanted Sutta Goswami to perform. So you want to get someone to perform, how do you get them to perform?
By praising them.
Paying them. So you want your wife to cook, you glorify her cooking once in a while. Hey, this is really good, you're really good cook, this, that. So that's what they do. Shangarish and the whole gang of sages, they glorified Sutta Goswami in this verse, read the Sanskrit.
तुलयामल वेनापि न स्वर्ग्यं न पुनर्भवं भगवत् संगी संगस्य मर्त्यानां किमुताशिषा.
Let us not compare even, this translation is not very good. Anyway, this translation is better than this book. I mean, all glories. Sometimes when you actually read these books are pretty good. I have to admit, I'm sorry. What verse is that?
13.
13. Yeah, let's read it. 18, 13. Okay, let me see. This translation, you can see that one in the book. Listen to this one. It's more accurate because I compared both of them. 13?
Yes.
13, oh, the other. The value of a moment's association with devotee Krishna bhaktas cannot be compared to the attainment of swarga, mukti, or worldly benedictions in terms of material prosperity, which are those that are meant for death. So this is really nice translation. So the key phrase in this verse is Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya. It's such a beautiful Sanskrit phrase, Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya. So what does that mean? That means this verse describes the unique power of associating with Krishna, with devotees of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Narayan, Ram, Vishnu. Bhagavat Sangi. Vishnu makes a commentary. He says, Tula Yami, the lava means very little time, like 1/32 of a second or something like that. Lava Macha. What's that verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita? Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra. Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarvasi. Lava, same words there, lava. Lava is Sanskrit, lava is Bengali. Lava, L-A-V-A. Lava Napi means certainly, even a fraction of a sentence. Tulayami, Tulya means compare, nothing can compare. Nothing, not Swarga, not Swarga, not liberation. Bhagavad Sangi Sangha Samarchana Utashisha. So he says, because, and then he says here, because by Sadhu Sangha, by Bhagavad Sangi, by associating with devotees, what happens?
We get bhakti.
You get the sprout of bhakti, bhakti ankur, you get the bhakti bijam. What's that verse? Brahmanda.
Brahmanda Brahmanda Bhagyavan Ji Guru Krishna Prasaditaye Bhakti Latabe.
What's the translation?
One
Jiva is wandering throughout the universe.
God is wandering throughout the universes from many lives. And one fortunate Jivatma will get the seed of devotion from Krishna and Guru.
By the mercy of Krishna, indirectly or directly by Guru. Basically, most people start bhakti by the indirect mercy of Krishna. Unknowingly, they get Krishna singles someone out and inspires them to do bhakti before they meet a guru, before they take diksha. Most everybody starts doing bhakti before they get diksha. Before they even meet a devotee. They got a book somewhere, they hear a Hare Kirtan, they like it, they see something on that. So this is the arrangement of Krishna in the heart, favoring a Jivatma. It's called Yadricha. Yadricha means causeless, just happens. It's Bhagavan's good luck. It's good luck for the Jiva by the mercy of Krishna. There's no cause, it just happens. That's why the whole Madhurya Kadamini by Vishnu Chakravarti describes the causeless nature of bhakti. You can't trace out a cause because there isn't. Ultimately, everything is Krishna, ultimately. So he says, we can't even compare the full results of karma again with a particle of sadhu sangha doing sadhana bhakti. Comparing karma, gyan, yoga to bhakti is like comparing a mustard seed, sorso beach, to Mount Meru. Mount Meru is, where is that? It's holding up the universe, or holding up Bhumanda or something? Mount Meru holds up Bhumanda or what?
It's in the middle of all 7 planets are around.
I know, Bhumanda is like as big as the world or something, big as the universe. It's huge. So that's bhakti, is how powerful, how huge, how effective. So let's go on. So these sages are glorifying Sutta Goswami, because they wanted to speak the Bhagavatam and recount the teachings of Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit, because they were there, they heard it directly. I mean, Sutta Goswami was there, he heard the teaching directly from Sukadeva. So the sages in the mission, they wanted him to tell what they heard, what he heard. So go on with the chapter, and you get to, now this is because what is the title of this chapter? Chapter 18, what's the title?
The Brahman's curse.
What's it in Hindi? Raman Kasap. Raman Kasap. Shrub. Raman Kasap. Become a frog. Okay, 25. Now I'll just read out to you, tell you how it all happened. One day, once upon a time, while hunting in the forest, the King Parikshit became tired, hungry, and thirsty. He didn't see water anywhere. He entered the ashram of a sage and saw a peaceful sage with closed eyes. I guess there's also agitated sages. He says a piece is Shanta Milita Lochanam, Munim. So it's Gargarishi or Travasa Muni, you may not be Shanti. Travasa has a hot head. So it would say Ashanti. Munim Ashanti. So he was a peaceful Muni. And Amelita Locha means his eyes were closed. In other words, his eyes were meeting each other. The eyes were having Milan, which means his eyelids were feeding the bottom. He was sleeping. His name was what? Shamika Rishi. The sage had withdrawn his senses, life, ear, mind, intelligence that were controlling him. He surpassed Jagrata state, Swapna state. What's the third state of consciousness? Jagrata means waking, Swapna means dreaming, and the third state, Sushupti. He passed 3 states. That means what state was he in? Turiya. Because it says here, what does it say in Sanskrit, in English translation? Read it.
English translation.
He surpassed.
The 3 states he had entered into.
So when you read that, what do you think?
Realize Brahman.
These 3 states. Jagrati.
Yeah, it says in the commentary, waking, sleeping, deep sleep. I just spoke to Sanskrit. But you should think of the terms also. You know, try to understand from the Sanskrit viewpoint. The state of waking called Jagrata. Like we say Jeev Jago. There's a Bengali song, Jeev Jago. You know, we speak through that, you know. It's before sunrise. Are you awake? I hope so. So he's saying he surpassed that. He realized Brahman. So what does that mean? That means if you enter the 4th state of super deep sleep, you can perceive that I'm not the body, I'm Atma, I'm Brahman, I'm pure consciousness. So he was deeply sleeping. It's called deep sleep, but it actually, you get that state of deep sleep, you can realize and come out of that and say, I'm not this body, I'm different than this body. So then, Parikshit asked the sage, who had matted locks of hair, how was Jata, Viprakirna Jata, he had matted locks of hair, and was dressed in a deer skin. He was a Paka yogi. He was doing everything he's supposed to do. He's like had attained perfection. He was meditating on Brahman, totally out of his body, and the king was totally in his body. In Brahman, there's no such thing as upadis. Sarvapadi vinirmuktam. In Brahman, there's no upadhi, there's no designation, no king, no sage. He was no longer a sage. He was no longer his body. He was a spiritual particle, a drop of consciousness. And the king was totally in the body. I'm the king, you're a sage. You're supposed to show me etiquette, hospitality. Where's your sadachar? You know, he's in like outer space, and the king's walking on the earth, you know. It's like amazing difference. Such a difference. Oh, that's interesting. They wear a skin of an antelope. They don't wear a deer. The yogis wear a skin of an antelope. Ruru. Ruru is antelope. It's kind of, some kind of like deer type. In Africa they have it. Thinking that he'd been disrespected because he wasn't offered a seat or friendly words, the king became angry. That's one quality of a king. Anger. If they don't get angry, they can't be a king. You can't fight, you know. You know what the mantra of a coward is? What is the mantra of what is a coward? Do you know a coward? Not a cowherd, a coward. A weak guy, a guy who doesn't want to fight. What is his motto? Motto means his theme song. What is he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. Repeat it, don't let me do much.
He who fights and runs away will live another day to fight again.
No, he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. That's what all right. Okay, get serious. It's gonna be hard. So he became angry and became spiteful towards the Brahmin. When angry, he placed a dead snake. What's the word for dead snake? Uragam, ruksha. What is his sense?
Gata asum is dead.
What? Oh, what?
Gata asum.
Danus.
Gata asum. Gata asum urugam ruksha.
Where is it? Where? Oh yeah, Gatasum.
Means life age is gone.
I'm not sure. Using the tip of his bow, he left the ashram and returned to his capital. So look at the commentary on page 567. One should not think that King Parikshit had committed a sin because of bad habits. He was moved at that because he's a great devotee of Krishna. So how is he acting so disrespectfully? So it was the desire of Krishna to bring Parikshit quickly to his side. So to have him detached from the world by the curse of a sage and get the association of Sukadeva Goswami and the Bhagavatam. And also to deliver the world and give a taste for the pastimes such as Rasa. So interesting. With one action, I'm going to ask you a question. Get ready. With one action, Krishna accomplished three deeds. What is the action? What are the three deeds?
The action is Parikshit Maharaj kept lifeless snake on Shamik. He made Parikshit Maharaj to.
The action was Krishna inspired in the heart and made him inspire his mind to do that cruel, disrespectful act of putting a snake on a sage. Okay, now what are the three purposes, three things that Krishna accomplished by that act, by that inspiration?
He made Parikshit Maharaj get detached from the
from his 1,000 queens. King Parikshit got detached from his kingdom and all that. That's one.
And he gave the association of Sukadeva Goswami to him.
He got detached from his queens and brought him to his side by giving him satsang. That's two. What's the third one?
He made him heard Bhagavatam.
No, that's part of it, this liberation. That's two. What's the third one? He manifested the Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Pran ki. Because if Parikshit didn't get cursed, there'd be no Bhagavatam. So it's called a benediction curse. The curse became a benediction for who?
For us and Parikshit.
Number one. For all of us. The curse of Parikshit became our blessing. His misfortune, apparent misfortune, became a great fortune for humanity on the earth planet. So you should think, whenever you have Krishna inspires you to do something, it seems negative, may have some higher purposes. In other words, seemingly on the surface, an immediate situation, it seems negative. It seems like Krishna's punishing you or putting you down or locking you away. But in the long term, you can't see the future, but you can see retrospect. When the future manifests itself to you, then you look back and say, oh yeah, Krishna, you did this and did that. You did this. Now I see there was great intelligence, great mercy what you did to me. When I was going through it, I thought it was a curse. When I was going through this bad time, hard time, I thought, Krishna, I'm being cursed. It's my bad luck, my bad fortune. But after I came out of that, then I realized it was good, it was a benediction, it was a blessing, it was a great blessing for me. So we have to look at this verse as a teaching for our own lives. This commentary of Vishnu is very eye-opening because it helps us develop the devotional principle. It helps us develop the devotional principle of introspection and reconnection. Introspection means looking within ourselves, and reconnection means connecting with the source. A lot of people talk about reconnecting with myself or my true self, but that's all like materially oriented, bodily oriented. But our idea of reconnecting with my Atma to my source, which is Krishna, the Paramatma, Bhagavan. So this idea that's being conveyed here by Vishnu is very eye-opening to develop the practice of introspection. What is happening to me in my life right now in Bhakti Bhajan? Where am I? Who is surrounding me right now? Why are these people surrounding me? Why are these particular devotees in my life? Why am I moving through life with these devotees? What is the teaching here, Krishna? What am I supposed to learn? How am I supposed to advance from this? What am I supposed to collect over here? Because life is for learning, and life is for progressing, because we're supposed to be walking. What direction? Forward. On the way to Krishna. So on the way means you can't get to your destination unless you use your intelligence. You'll get lost. You get deviated, you get derailed, you get distracted. So you always have to use intelligence. That's where introspection comes in. Introspection is another name for vivek. Vivek means discrimination. Applying your intelligence, accept this thing as favorable for Krishna consciousness, and reject this thing as unfavorable. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjana. This is Sadguna Sharanagati. 2 of the 6 symptoms of surrender on the path of bhakti. So a very nice commentary by Vishnu. So I wanted to point that out to you. Page 567. Because I've been studying these verses for the past week, because at least somebody should read the chapter. At least the teachers will read it. You're also to read all of them. My students are steady. They steadily don't read the homework every week. Parikshit's condition was produced by Krishna himself in order to create an apparent reason for Krishna's appearance in the form of Bhagavatam. What's the verse from Bhagavatam that establishes this truth? Translation. Krishna's gone to his holy abode. Swadam. Krishna Sadam Ubhagate. Ubhagate means going up. What floor, sir? Goloka Vrindavan. Okay. Krishna Swadam Ubhagate. He took 2 luggage, 2 suitcases. One had Dharma, one had Jnana. He went to the top floor. So what do we have left? We have bhakti.
blind. Yeah.
You have bhakti. Keep going.
Kalau nashtat Drishameswar, after losing the sight of Krishna.
No drisha, no dristi, no vision. Kali is dark, black, stupid, ignorant. Manda sumanda matiyo. Then
Like a sun, Bhagavad Purana came.
Arka, Konark.
Purana.
Konark, what's there in Konark?
Sun
Sun
temple.
temple.
Temple of the Sun God. So Konark, Ark, Duna, what's it?
Purana Bodhunadita.
Arkatanodita. This Purana, what Purana? Bhagavad Purana is like Arka, it's like the sun. And what the sun does, sun gives Dunoti, Udita. Udita, Dunotita means brilliant light. Because what is light, ordinary light lights up the world. You see a room with a light. You can see a cave in it with a flashlight. What's the light of Bhagavatam light up? The reality of the Atma. The light of the Bhagavatam shows you the existence of the Atma and Krishna's holy spiritual world and the kingdom of love. Love is the most brilliant light. So that light of Bhagavatam shows the light of love. Light of the gopis love Radha's praying. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhi Vrindavaneshwari Vishwavana Satedevi Prami. Look at verse 32. The sage's powerful son, who in the commentary says, if you don't know what it is, Vishnu says it's Shringi. Well, Shringi means horn, doesn't it? His name was Horn, and he made a lot of noise. He made a lot of noise by cursing Pariksha Maharaj. Well, because you're named according to your qualities, so he's a loudmouth. Making a lot of noise in loudmouth. So he said the wrong thing to the wrong person, but that was good also. So, Shringi Ki Jai. He's kind of Naimitya Karn of Bhagavatam. The sage's powerful son, Shringi, playing with the other boys. He's not a very good Brahmin. He says he's studying Sanskrit. He's playing like that's his kid. That's why his kid controls back. Eating fruits and eating mangoes and playing. Should we say Sanskrit doing too much? Yeah. Hearing the king and his father spoke the following words. Look what he said to the king, man. He really gave a good sauce. This is the state of kings who are like fat crows. What's the Sanskrit for fat crows? Look at this. Look, what's the, you know Sanskrit? What is it?
Bali Puja.
Bali is powerful.
Bali Puja will be.
Puja means crow? No.
Puja means arms.
Bali Puja.
Bali Puja.
That's kings. Fat crows. One thing I can tell you, the crows are less than Brajmando. Crows are less. I've lived here 37 years. I've seen so many species of life disappear, go extinct. One is vultures. Vultures are extinct. I used to see vultures occasionally got eating buffalo and chewing on buffalo and fighting with dogs and stuff. It was a really interesting sight. You ever saw? In the 80s, you see you went on the other bank and you went with some buffaloes there. There's like 20, what do you call it? Vultures fighting over, ripping the guy apart, and all the dogs were trying to jump on and eat. Also, the vulture chase away. So they all disappear. You can't find one anywhere in North India. They're not in India anymore. And the other thing is disappeared almost as crows. minor birds are almost disappeared. They have orange eyes. They're kind of brown color, have orange, distinctly bright orange eyes around their eyes. You know. There's like five. There's two in Radha. There used to be hundreds. About 12 years ago, I had some devotees buy me 125 parrots, because the parrots are also disappearing. I lived at Radha Gopal Mandir, Manipur Gopal Mandir. I lived there from 94 to 2002. There used to be hundreds of parrots lined up on my balcony. I would feed them. They were lined up on the wall. Hundreds, all this solid green line of parrots. Now you can't find more than 100 parrots all around. So they're very diminished. So I had some of my students, I said, try to find some parrots and buy me some parrots. I want 108 parrots. Because the service to Radharani. Because, you know, she has pet parrots. So I said, they went around Chandni Chowk and they were looking here and there. And he said, it's against the law. If you get caught, this bird, parrots, an endangered species, is protected by the government of India. You get caught transporting or selling a parrot, you get arrested. Don't tell me that stuff. It's India. You're India. What kind of Indian are you? There's somebody selling them somewhere. I won't take no for an answer. Deliver me parrots or go to hell. Yeah, I just gave him a choice, you know. I didn't want to know. I said, you have a choice. Go to hell, or we give you parrots. So about 2 weeks later, they called up. We found an old Haveli. Haveli means an old house. It's had an open courtyard in the middle and four walls, and a door, 20-foot high door, like a palace in Rajasthan. Big door like this thick. And inside was an aviary. With nobody living there except one Muslim guy selling birds, peacocks, parrots, and the whole roof was covered with a cage, and every room there was just thousands of birds everywhere. It was 4-story building, maybe two. Chandni Chowk is not very high. Maybe 2-story, 3-story, 3 floors, 4 floors. Every room was full of birds. And birds flying everywhere, and poop, it was like 5 feet of poop on the floor. It's really a wild place. My students met the guy and they bought parrots. He said, I can't be seen with these parrots. You have to smuggle them out. So they put the parrots in rice bags. Put them on a rickshaw. White parrots. They're alive, they're not right. They're in the bag, big bunch of bags with parrots inside. And you're going down the street. There was some babies in there kicking it around. It was really wild. They told me the whole thing. It was a really funny story. Then they had a cage, and they put it in a truck, and they had a big cage. When I came down here, I talked to some of my local friends in Rotherham. They said, you bring these sparrows into your place and let them out. Then the guys down in Govardhan at the guava groves, they're growing guavas at Govardhan. They're going to know that you boil these parrots, and the main food for parrots is guavas. They're going to eat all the guava fruits, and these guys are going to come and you may get liberated sooner than you want to. Because that fruits is their money, and you're sending their enemy for the fruit while the enemy is parrots. So I said, okay. So I said, stop the truck on Chattikar Road. Let them out there. So I went up on the roof. We were signaling by telephone. And I saw them, and they pulled up. And I could see them. It was down there. It wasn't very far. And they put the cage out. But they opened the door. The parrots wouldn't come out. They wouldn't come out of the cage. Even the door was open. But then there's the trouble, because if they come out of the cage, they're going to fly to the nearest forest. Nearest forest is on the bank of the canal, near where you live. So I was thinking, I want these parrots to come to Radhakund. But now I'm really nervous because they don't know Radhakund. They're just going to fly up in the air and go to the nearest forest, trees, where I see trees. There's a lot of trees over there by that canal. So I was praying, Radharani, these parrots are for you. You're in their heart as super soul. So one guy came up and got above the cage, and the other guys joined him, and they all went to Radhakund. Parrots save a quiche. So we had 125 parrots, the family of Radhakund. What time is it?
4:15, Gurudev.
Okay, let's keep going. What's that for? Oh yeah, what's the fat crow?
Crows, yes, Bali Puja, like this.
What verse? Oh wait, where I see my page turned.
33, Gurudev.
What verse you on?
33.
33.
33.
33. Okay. 33. Bali Puja means fat parrot.
Like the crows.
Like the crows.
Are you fat crow? Sorry. Fat. That was a fat crows. So it's a sin committed by servants or doorkeepers like dogs acting against their master. This fallen Kshatriya is a doorkeeper of the Brahmins. How can he who guards the door enter the house, eat the food in the pots? Wow, I will punish this breaker of rules. See my power. Pashyata me balam. See my power. He's more proud than Parikshit. It sounds like he's the king. He's speaking like a king, his little brat. He's a little brat. Pashyata me balam. Pashyati, see me. I'm a tough guy. Saying he was showing us to his friends. His eyes are red with anger. Raksho. He poured out from the water and he released a thunderbolt of words. That's wild. Sanskrit. Vag Vajram. That's pretty cool. Vag means speech. Vajra means thunderbolt. By my order, Takshaka the snake will bite this black sheep of his family. I was really laying it on. He doesn't let the guy go. Black sheep. Offender of my father and trespasser of boundaries. He went overboard there. Wow. So now this is the story of Parikshit's curse. You're hearing. So when his father came out of trance, he was really, he said, son, why are you crying? The son explained everything. And hearing that Parikshit had been undeservedly cursed, the sage Shamika was unhappy, displeased by his son. For a small offense, you're given a big punishment. Look at verse 43. Then it says here, "O child," the father is telling the son, "when a king as representative of Vishnu disappears, the people suffering from thieves will be destroyed in an instant like unprotected sheep." So I want to draw your attention to the Sanskrit word Naradeva, because you may have heard me use the term sometimes. I say Bhudeva and Naradeva. Verse 42 is also there, Naradeva. So what does Naradeva mean?
King.
What does Nara mean? What does Deva mean?
Devata.
It means God, Devata. Devata among the humans. What are Brahmins called?
Bhudeva.
Bhudeva. What does that mean? Bhudeva.
The devatas on the earth.
Devatas of the earth. Because Bhagavan, Vishnu, gives the earth planet to the Brahmins. The Brahmins own the earth, but they give it, give it to the kings to rule the people. And they advise the kings, and the kings execute the orders of the Brahmins. This is called Varnashram Dharma. It's not in Dharma Hinduism, what they call popular Hinduism, traditionally, historically. So Prabhupada has a nice comment on this verse also. We can read this. So 32. Oh yeah. Well,
43.
Excuse me, 43. This is nice. Probably gives a commentary it's very brief of Vishnu. Probably gives a very large commentary, which is very nice reminder of what the ideal society should be. According to Bhagavatam, the regime of the king represents the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. He's basically commenting on the word Naradeva. The king is said to be representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he is trained to acquire the qualities of God to protect the living beings. The battle of Kurukshetra was planned by Krishna to establish a real representative of Bhagavan, Maharaj Yudhisthira. An ideal king, thoroughly trained by culture and bhakti with the martial spirit, means the fighting spirit, makes a perfect king. So a king should be what? It's called Raja,
Rajashri.
Rajarshi. He should be a Raja, a Maharaj, a king, and a Rishi. So it's called Rajarshi. There's Rajarshi, Devarshi, and Brahmarishi. There's 3 different types. We're all rishis, that's the main thing. They're all saintly people, divine people, in different functions, different locations. Like normally, what kind of rishi do you see?
Devarshi.
Devarishi. Why?
Because he is the.
You're up there.
Yes.
You're up there. He's the son of Brahma also. Such a personal monarchy is far better than a so-called democracy with no training or responsibility. The thieves and rogues of modern democracy seek election. So Prabhupada say that the modern prime ministers and senators, and representatives and ministers are thieves and rogues. They they seek election by misrepresentation of votes. And the successful rogues and thieves, this is Prabhupada, he's pretty bold. That's why it's like, when you touch Prabhupada's books, you get a shock. They're all electric shock when you touch these books, you know. Wow. They're hot books. He burns and he really cuts to his words. Thieves and rogues. Rogues and thieves. They successful, in other words, they win the election. The successful rogues and thieves, then what do? They devour the massive population. God, we're being eaten by our ministers. By how they eat us. Tax. Sales tax. This tax, that tax. One trained king is better than hundreds of useless ministerial rogues. The prophets say all the ministers of India are rogues. Wow. And it's himself, and it is hinted here in the abolition of the reign of a king of Maharaj Friction. The mass of people become open to many attacks of Kali Yuga. They are never happy, even in an overly advertised form of democracy. Wow, Prabhupada is really powerful writer. This is unedited, this original Bhagavatam, first canto, Prabhupada wrote himself. No editor. Maybe some editing, but not changing anything. People are never happy in an overly advertised form of democracy. The result of such a kingless administration is described in the following verses. Wow. These books are hot. Very powerful books. That's why Prabhupada's books are conquering the world in many parts of the world. So, he glorifies King Friction in verse 46. He protects Dharma. He's renowned emperor, sage among kings. He's a Rajarshi, great devotee, Krishna Bhakta, performs horse sacrifices, Ashwamedha Yajna. He was suffering from hunger, thirst, and fatigue. He did not deserve our curse. See how the father, Shamika, of the boy Brahman who cursed, he says our curse, because the actions of the son are responsible, the father is responsible. Look at verse number 48. This is a very nice reminder of for behavior, Sadachar. Though devotees are capable of counteracting, they do not react. Devotees, the ideal devotee, this ideal Sadachar, they do not react when scolded, when cheated, when cursed, when insulted or beaten. Purport by Vishnu. Since the king, can you turn off this fan? Since the king, thank you. Since he was the king, he could have counteracted the curse. Pariksha was a great devotee, but it didn't happen. He didn't counteract it. Though the king was criticized, and though criticized, cheated, insulted, and beaten, the devotee does not react, although they're capable of. Devotees do not take countermeasures against those who criticize or scold them. That's a good devotee. That's not so. Prabhupada has an interesting commentary on this whole thing. And I read all the commentaries of Prabhupada when I prepared for this class, and some really stood out in my mind. I consider Prabhupada my Shiksha Guru since the last 50 years. So, what verse is that?
48 Gurudev.
Okay. Here's Prabhupada's commentary. Rishi Shamika knew that Krishna does not forgive a person who commits an offense at the feet of a devotee. So who committed an offense to who?
Swingi committed offense to Krishna.
Hello? Who committed an offense to who?
Poi committed offense, cioè Parikshit committed offense to the Rishi.
Shringi committed an offense to Parikshit, that's what happened. So, because that's what the sage Shmiki is telling his son, we made an offense to the king. We, because your offense is my offense, because you're my son. So, Krishna will not forgive someone who offends the devotee. Lord can only give direction to take shelter of the devotee. Usually when a devotee makes an offense to a devotee, he gets a message in his heart. He or she doesn't realize it, but it's Krishna speaking in their heart. You get a bad feeling in your heart, and you see it, but your ego is such, this is how it works. I'll tell you exactly how it works. Well, how when a Vaishnava or Vaishnava offends another devotee. You make an offense, verbal or somehow you make an offense. And then later that day or next day, some message comes in your heart. I think I offended that devotee. I think I offended that devotee. This idea, this words come in your mind. But then your ego acts and says, no.
Explanations.
So ego says no, but Super Soul is telling the truth. Super Soul doesn't lie, ego lies. Ego is a big liar, big cheater. So it was okay, I was joking. And he lives over there, he lives in Radhika, and I came back to Vrindavan. I had to go all the way out there and say I'm sorry and give him some sweets and stuff. And that's okay, you know. Jai, Shri Devi Jai. Please protect me. But we should listen, we should become sensitive. That's why we chant japa early in the morning, to purify our subconscious mind. If we purify our subconscious mind by chanting japa early in the morning, then we can hear the Super Soul speak to us. What I say we purify our subconscious mind by chanting japa early in the morning, then we'll get the facility to hear the Super Soul speak to us. Also early in the morning. Next morning, after you make an offense, you're saying japa, all of a sudden you're just hearing the holy name, meditating on the Lord. It's like, you go in the forest, there's a lake. There are many trees surrounding the lake. And the trees are always dropping leaves into the lake. The leaves are falling down the bottom of the lake, mixing with the mud of the lake. And they're fermenting, they're rotting, they're fermenting. And as the leaves are fermenting, they're giving off carbon dioxide. Leaves are fermenting, they're giving off carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide bubbles, they come up from the bottom of the lake and hit the surface. You're sitting on the bank like boop, boop, boop. You're sitting there chanting or just meditating or whatever, and you see boop. So that lake is our subconscious mind. And those bubbles are messages from the Super Soul. You're saying japa, everything's peaceful. And boop. You went to Rakan yesterday, you offended that Brahmin. You told him to go to hell. He kept pestering you. He kept following you around the freaking market. He said, give me a donation, give me a donation. He said, I don't have any money, I don't feel, I'm not in a good mood, leave me alone. He said, give me a donation, give me a donation. And then he said, go to hell. and then you feel bad, And then you have to get the rickshaw, go out the road, buy the sweets, give 100 rupees, 500, whatever. So that's what happens in the early morning japa. The bubbles start rising. Messages from the Super Soul, like bubbles from the bottom of the lake. The lake is the subconscious mind. What do you think of that? Huh?
Early morning japa.
These are realized statements, embarrassing realization. Because the road of bhakti is not always smooth. In the old days, there wasn't speed bumps. When I drove a car, there was no such thing as speed bumps. The only time you got a bump in speed bumps when you crash your car and bump your head of the dashboard. Then you got a speed bump. But if the road was flat, you go 100 miles an hour down the road crazy and crash and you get bumped your head. I had a couple bumps, speed bumps. But now it's speed bumps. So road of bhakti is not a smooth road. So boom. That's aparadh. Speed bumps on the road. So let's hear Maharaj's purport. he knew, Shamakarishi knew that Parikshit was a pure devotee. It was callous, indifferent to worldly advantages or reverses. Devotees are never inclined to counteract personal defamation, curses, or negligence. As far as such things are concerned, in personal affairs, devotees do not care for them. But in case if someone performs an action against Krishna or his devotees, then the devotees takes very strong action. It was a personal affair, and therefore Shamakarishi knew the king would not take counteraction. Thus there was no alternative. This reminds me of a Pando program in India. Prabhupada came to India in 1970 with 40 devotees, 70 or 71, I think it was 71. 40 Western devotees, and they toured around Gujarat and Bombay and Delhi and places like that. Hyderabad, I think also. There was a Pando program, and there was a kirtan program on the stage, and some guy in the audience was trying to grab the saris of the ladies because they were near the edge of the stage chanting. And I interviewed somebody for a biography, and one devotee told me it was on that party that Prabhupada was swinging took his kartals, he was playing kartals, started swinging them. He was kind of thrilled at this guy. It was like Shirjan Chakra. Prabhupada was playing his kartals, I think Yamuna was leading or something, and the guy was he was up with the microphone, all the voice, and Prabhupada started swinging his kartals and throw at the guy. And Brahmananda was there, I don't know, some big devotee grabbed, told the guy to get out of there or jump down there or something. But this was reported to Prabhupada. So in other words, Prabhupada became angry when somebody tried to offend the devotee. Prabhupada was defending his devotee by swinging his kartal like his stories. Sounds pretty wild. I don't know if it's true, but that's what the devotee told me. I wasn't there. I interviewed for the biography. So the devotees become like fire when it comes to that situation. That's chapter 18. So we have time for chapter 4:30 now?
4:37.
Okay, let's do chapter 19. So that's the curse of the Brahmin. So you know the story that Shamakrishi's son, Shringi, cursed Parikshit to die in 7 days of a snake bite, and all the things we learned from there. You learned that in Kali Yuga, you think good thoughts or think about doing service, you get some benefit, you get bhakti points, you get benefit by good thoughts, thinking good deeds, and you don't get punished for sinful thoughts. Always you engage in sin, you get punished. And we thought, what else we heard? About advantages of Kali Yuga. That's one of them. The other advantage is hearing the Bhagavatam. You can, hearing Harikatha, you can attain liberation. By chanting Hare Krishna, you attain perfection, liberation. And by hearing Bhagavatam, you can capture Krishna in your heart. What else we hear? What other lesson?
And the story of Shringi.
Oh yeah, the story. What lessons did we learn?
Hearing Katha, we get prema. Hearing Krishna Katha.
Yeah, well, it wasn't really...
Just a little association of devotee.
Huh?
Association.
Yeah, the power of Bhagavad Sangha Sangasya. The power of associating with devotee. You get perfection. You get the seed of bhakti, of course, which gives you perfection. If you attain perfection by bhakti sadhana, which is prema, you go to Krishna and serve and love and devotion forever. And we heard that devotees can counteract curses, but they tolerate everything. Anything to themselves, any insults to their body or insults to their mind, they tolerate and think it's just my destiny. It's Krishna's mercy, I don't react. Everyone in their life will have a chance to practice that many times. So let's read chapter 19's arrival of Sukadev. So, it says, chapter 19, Parikshit repents for his activities, renounces the kingdom, and prepares to die by fasting. So, the king, he's going to die. So, in this chapter, we'll learn how to prepare for death. That's one thing we'll learn. And we'll learn other things also. Let's get started. So what happened was the king knew he was going to die in 7 days, so he got ready to die. So where did he die? He left his palace, he went to a holy place to die. So let's look at page 580, verse number 6. So he went to the bank of the Ganga. So it says, who at the point of death would not serve Ma Ganga, who carried the water from the dust of Krishna's feet, mixed with tulsi leaves. That Ganga water purifies the three worlds, along with anyone inside, outside, above, and below. The water of the Ganga purifies internally, externally. Prabhupada's purport is interesting in this also. What verse is that?
6th verse.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. This is very nice, because he's talking about Ganga, and the commentary says about Ganga. But Prabhupada wrote these commentary. Where did Prabhupada write the commentary of his first canto? In Vrindavan, Seva Kunj, Radha Damodar Mandir. And what did Prabhupada do while he was living in Radha Damodar? Every day, what did he do? What devotional practice did he do while he's living in Radha Damodar? He took bath in Yamuna. In one commentary on the 10th Canto of Bhagavatam, Prabhupada writes, I have established a center in Raman Reti to give facility to my devotees to live in Vrindavan and go take baths in Yamuna every day. There's a commentary. It's in my Appreciating Vrindavan book. It's a chapter about Yamuna. So Prabhupada said, well, one purpose of the Krishna Balaram temple is to give facility to members of ISKCON to live in Vrindavan, take bath in Yamuna every day. Who does? So this verse is about Ganga, and the purport is about Ganga, and Prabhupada's commentary on this verse is about Yamuna. Because he wants to show what's the difference between Ganga and Yamuna. So listen, the real purport. Because the purports of Prabhupada's Bhagavatam, oftentimes he quotes the famous Goswami. Who?
Jiva Goswami.
Good guess. Somebody said Rupa, but Rupa didn't write commentaries on Bhagavatam, so it can't be Rupa. It can be Jiva or who else? Sanatana Goswami. So who would he probably quote?
Jiva Goswami.
Jiva Goswami. So many, especially the first canto, Prabhupada profusely quotes from Jiva Goswami's commentary. So most people don't know it, but when they read the first canto of Bhagavatam by BBT, most of the commentaries are all Jiva Goswami's. I don't know if you know this, but it's true. So, because Prabhupada all the time he's always mentioning Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami Pada, as we say over here. Generally, it's said the king took shelter on the bank of the Ganga, but according to Jiva Goswami, the king took shelter on the bank of the Yamuna. That's great, huh? Because the thing is, in Hastinapur, where or Indraprastha, where Pariksha was living, Yamuna flows and Ganga flows also, because in those days. Let's hear. According to Jiva Goswami, the king took shelter of Yamuna. Just like Jiva Goswami, what does he say about the appearance day of Radhakund?
Chaitra Purnima.
Chaitra Purnima. Where? Where does he say this? That's all. But we're talking Bhagavatam. Don't bring stand about Bhagavatam reference.
The killing of Aristasura.
You're right.
In the killing of Aristasura.
What chapter of the Bhagavatam?
The number I don't know.
What's she saying? I can't hear what she's saying.
Killing of Aristasura.
No, wrong. Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, chapter 45, verse number 3, Jiva Goswami Pada describes Krishna's life in Vrindavan in the purport. In that commentary, Jiva Goswami describes at what age Krishna killed Putana, 6 days old. At what age he killed Srinavarta. At what age he killed Shakadasura, 3 months old. At what age he killed Srinavarta, 1 year old. At what age he killed Agasura. He tells all the things. And when did he kill Aristasura? With 10 years and 3 months or whatever. And he tells and when and where and what time. So he says at the on Chaitra Purnima, Krishna was 10 years old and so many months. He killed Aristasura on Chaitra Purnima. 10th Canto, chapter 45. My Guru Maharaj told me this personally. We read from the Sanskrit also. My Guru means our Guru. Correct my files. It means mine, because my name's Gopal, your name. So my name is your name is my name. So we're one. The two became one. Vakunda Gopal, Madan Gopal. Because last class I gave, I said, I'm the only Western disciple. He was sitting there, I didn't see it. I didn't know. He was like, what about me? You're not Western, you're Eastern. You're from the East. I'm from the West. It's called word jog, really. But we're both not Indians, so we're both Asians. Okay, let's read on. Okay, so Jiva Goswami is mixing it up here, creating a little excitement. Bhagavatam says Ganga, I say Yamuna. Okay, Jiva Goswami, you're pretty powerful there. He took shelter of Yamuna. Jiva Goswami's statement appears more accurate because of geographical situation. Parikshit's capital is Hastinapur, which is situated near Delhi. The river Yamuna flows past the city. Naturally, the king would take shelter of Yamuna because he was flowing by his palace door. That's interesting because very interesting insight. Who's speaking this first? Sridhar Goswami. Sridhar Goswami is in Naimisharanya. What river is Naimisharanya?
Padma.
I don't know. I can't remember. River that flows because it was on the bank of a river also. In other words, Sridhar Goswami, his perception with his ancient history, he assumed, because he didn't know, maybe he didn't know the geography of Delhi, who knows, he's speaking, he's saying Ganga.
But in the verse it is not Ganga. In the verse it is not Ganga. Directly it's not there.
Oh, sure, and the verse doesn't say Ganga. Oh, it just says river.
Yeah, Krishna Angri.
Oh, yeah. Chapter 19, verse 6 says Krishangri. Aikambu Netri. So what Krishangri means, the black
Krishna Angri. Lotus feet.
Lotus
That's from
feet.
the lotus feet of Krishna.
Yeah, well that was
No, I mean,
wait a minute, Jack.
I mean, Ganga is not referred directly.
Yeah, Ganga's not directly there. It says a river. Oh, okay, so Srila Goswami is just saying he went to the bank of a river. But what river carries the dust of Krishna's feet?
Both Yamuna and Ganga.
So most, this is interesting. After the class, I look at the Gita Press edition, see it. Go into my locker and find volume 1. Gita Press Bhagavatam. Let's see whether they say Ganga or Jamuna. Because generally they think Krishna, but it says Krishna. Jiva Goswami is very perceptive. I mean, you're really good intelligence. Let's see what other translators say. Because the dust of Krishna's feet, what form of Krishna? How did Ganga get the dust of Krishna's feet?
When
She originates from the toenails of Krishna.
Is it Krishna? Vamsidhari?
no,
Vishnu.
Vishnu.
The avatar of Vishnu.
Vishnu.
Who is it? Who is it? What's the name?
Vaman.
What are you saying?
Maybe Vamana.
Hey, Vaman, God, you don't even know 10 avatars. Pretty smart.
No,
Maybe Trivikram.
it's the same.
What's the same?
Trivikram and Vamanadeva are the same.
What's Trivikram mean?
3 steps.
Okay, redeemed. You're redeemed. 19:6. Well, just tell me. I don't know what I do. What's the translation say? Ganga or Yamuna?
Ganga carries.
So most translators translate Krishangri. He went to the bank of the Ganga because what's he doing? What's Krishna doing?
He's fasting.
He's dying. Also fasting on Ekadashi, but not a bank of the Ganga. So what's he doing? He's dying. So when people are dying, they know if you die in the banks of the Ganga, what happens?
Get liberated.
Get liberated. So he's dying, so it's in so many shastras, so many glories. Yamuna is a little hidden. There's Ganga. There's a chapter in Padma Purana Skandha called Ganga Mahatmyam, the glories of Ganga. I don't think you're going to find a Yamuna Mahatmyam. Maybe, maybe, I don't know. I can't say, but I haven't seen. I had Padma Purana, all volumes in English. So Yamuna is a great river, but Jiva Goswami is saying Krishangri means the dust of Krishna's feet, which means Yamuna. So Prabhupada took that and describes that. Naturally, the king would take shelter of Yamuna. As far as sanctity is concerned, means purity, the river Yamuna is more directly connected with Krishna than Ganga. Krishna sanctified Yamuna from the beginning of his pastimes in the world. When did Krishna first touch the Yamuna?
Coming from the Mathura jail.
Just after birth.
Keep going.
Coming from the Mathura jail when Vasudev was carrying him in the basket and when he was coming to Vrindavan.
Gokul.
Gokul.
Wait, he jumped out of the basket and went swimming? What?
No, it was raining and the water came up till Vasudev's head, and the waters touched Krishna's feet.
The water, Krishna was born in the jail in Mathura, and his father Vasudeva carried him across Yamuna. So first of all, Yamuna shrunk like the Bible, the Dead Sea or whatever it was. The Yamuna went down, it was like you walk across it. And because, you know, the Sringadev came and roared or something, you know, whatever. It said that 2 lions came and Natashage came in, an umbrella, the whole thing came, and the water became very shallow, and the umbrella of Natashage shielded Krishna's head, so Krishna didn't get any rain, although it was raining that night. Oftentimes on Janmashtami it rains also, even today in Vrindavan. On Janmashtami it rains many times. So they were staying up all night, it rains. So Yamuna was thrilled because baby Krishna was crossing her. So she made waves, she was in ecstasy. When you're in ecstasy, what do? When your kirtan is going, you Haribo, then you arms go up. Haribo, Haribo. So what are the arms of Yamuna?
The waters.
Waves. Waves of water are the arms. So our waves rising up and touched the feet of Krishna. So she wanted to bathe Krishna and drink the Charanamrita. So this is a tricky question. This will be a nice examination. Krishna Katha. Who is the first devotee to drink Krishna Charanamrita?
Yamuna Devi.
Yamuna.
Tricky question. Well, you get it? You didn't know this discussion?
The fish.
No,
Who is the first Krishna Bhakta in history? What's he say?
Fishes in Yamuna, she said.
What?
The fishes in Yamuna.
Matsam, fish in Yamuna.
No, mermaids. You are a mermaid. Your previous incarnation is a mermaid. Okay, let's see what okay, so that's what happened. Everyone knows that. According to Varaha Purana, quoted by Jiva Goswami, there's no difference between the water of Ganga and Yamuna. But when the Ganga water is sanctified 100 times, it's called Yamuna. Actually, this purport is in my Appreciating Vrindavan. It is said in the scriptures that 1,000 names of Vishnu is equal to 1 name of Rama. That's one thing about Prabhupada's books I really like. Every book and every paragraph, you will always get the message, Chant Hare Krishna. That's, I have a Gita Press book, hold on the book. Don't put it on the floor also. Put it over here, put it up here. It's a big book, that's volume 1, there's 2 volumes, just verses from Bhagavatam, most slokas. And I read the whole thing, and it doesn't one time say Chant Hare Krishna mantra. But Prabhupada, any book you pick up of Prabhupada, you're going to get this clear message. Krishna is one message, 3 messages you get from Prabhupada's books, which are beautiful. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God, SPOG. Second thing, you should chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Third thing, you should find a guru. Everywhere, these 3 things are in every single book and every single page. That's why we're all sitting here today. That's why we're all sitting here in Vrindavan. Because these 3 messages brought us to Krishna. Krishna's SVOG, chant Hare Krishna mantra, and need for Guru. Take Diksha from Guru. That's great, huh? What time is it now? I think it's
5.
5 Gurudev.
I feel such. Okay, we'll continue there next week. We're on verse, what? What verse is it?
6th verse.
6 week we're doing. 7th week.
verse 7, chapter 19. So read chapter 19 for next week and chapter 1 of second canto. Promise? No promises. Jai Jai Shri Ram.